Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be comparing the Holosun 507c to the Holosun 507 ACSS. Okay, so for those of you not familiar with these two different optics, this is the the 507c is the one that's the red gun, right? That's the one that's been around for some time now. That has a 32 MOA circle, and then you have the option of having a 2 MOA dot in the center. And you can use it dot only, circle only, or circle plus dot. I usually use it 32 MOA circle only. Okay, that's the way I've been using this. I have found that it works really well. This one over here, which I just got yesterday, I just built this P80 yesterday. I just received this optic yesterday, so I haven't had a whole lot of shooting time on this optic. I think I've fired maybe a total of 50 rounds on it so far. So this one, instead of having a circle, it gives you a chevron. Okay, it's a 10 MOA chevron compared to the 32 MOA circle on that one. So there's a 10 MOA chevron with a 250 MOA circle around that. So what happens is when you hold that at full extension, you can't see the 250 MOA circle unless you're off center, right? So if you're a little bit off center, you'll see the edge of the circle, and then that kind of gives you an indication of which direction you got to move in order to find your chevron. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be testing which one I can find more easily. Okay, so here's the thing. Usually when I start talking about these things, people often say, "Hey, if you use perfect presentation, it's not an issue. You'll find your dot perfectly all the time," and that's absolutely correct. In fact, I've uploaded videos where I'm shooting a P80 with no sights on it, right? No optic, no iron sights, and at the 30 feet that I have here, I'm able to hit the target consistently, not perfectly, but consistently, with no sights on the gun, using using perfect presentation, right? And if you guys are interested, I'll post a link to that video as well. But here's the thing. I'm testing here for a situation where we don't have perfect presentation. It might be because we're lying on the ground on our side, on our knees, on a ladder, shooting one-handed, right? That's a very good scenario where you're trying to hold somebody back, as maybe a child or your wife back as you're shooting. So we're talking about less than perfect circumstances where you may have some difficulty in finding your reticle. Okay, so the way I'm going to test this is I'm going to be shooting one-handed, right? Because I'm trying to force not having perfect presentation, and I'm going to do this a couple of different ways. First, I'm going to just punch out, right, the way you would come out of a holster. I'm going to punch out and see if I'm able to find that chevron or that circle. I'm also going to do just a lift straight up. The reason why I'm doing the lift straight up is because that's not the way I normally do. I normally punch straight out. So I want to do something that I normally don't do to test it. So I'm going to just lift straight up and see if I can find that chevron. And then I'm also going to do a moving forward while shooting. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually let you guys decide which you think I'm able to see faster, because I haven't formed an opinion yet. Okay. I'm still undecided as to which is better or more efficient. I'm still undecided. I just got this in yesterday, so this is part of my testing process. It'll probably take me a while to figure out which one I like better, and eventually I'll do a video on that. So this is what I'm going to do. As soon as I come out, right, first of all, I'm going to call the one that has the chevron. I'm going to say chevron. The one that has the circle, I'm going to say circle, so you guys know which one I'm using. The green one, like I said over here, has the chevron. Red one has a circle, but I'm going to call it out so you guys don't get confused right before I take the shot. And what you guys are looking for is, once I punch out, how quickly do I take that shot? Now, we're not interested if I'm able to hit that 4-inch target at 30 feet. That's not the issue here. We're not interested in how good I am at shooting one-handed. The issue is how quickly am I able to find that reticle. So from the second you see me extend, right, you're looking to see how quickly can I get that shot off, because that's the indication that I found the chevron or I found the circle and I pressed the trigger. Okay, so it's more of a timing thing. How quickly can I get that shot off once I find that circle? So so the bang is the indication that I found it. Okay, so you're not looking for hits. You're listening for a bang to let you know that I found the chevron and I took the shot. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to call out. I'm going to have this one. I'm going to start with the one with the chevron in my left hand. I'll have the circle in my right hand, and I'll call it out before I take the shot. Okay. Now, it's also convenient that I am omnidominant. All right? I can pretty much shoot with either eye, and I'm also ambidextrous. I write with both hands. I can shoot with either hand, so that makes this test a lot more, a lot easier for me to do. So let's start. Okay, so chevron, circle, chevron, circle. Chevron, circle, chevron, circle, chevron. Well, actually, let's start lifting the arm now. Chevron, circle, chevron, circle, chevron, circle. Let's do moving forward now. Chevron. Circle. Chevron. Circle. Okay, I'm going to switch hands now. Let me reload these guns. Going to eliminate the fact that, hey, maybe I'm better with one hand versus the other hand. Okay, circle's in my left hand now, chevron's on my right hand. Okay, start all over again, okay? So, circle, chevron, circle, this circle. What are you? That time I had to go to the iron sights. Chevron, circle, chevron. Okay, let's do lifting. Which one is that? That's circle. Chevron, circle, chevron. Okay. Now I'm going to move forward. Okay, circle. Chevron. Circle. Chevron. All right. Let's just do a few more. This time I'll go sideways. Okay. So let's start chevron. Chevron. Circle. Chevron. Circle. Chevron. Circle. Okay. Unload these guns. Alright, so I'm going to let you guys form your own opinion. I think this is like really the only way to really be able to judge which is better, which is the better optic. I'm undecided. I can tell you that so far it seems like that big 250 MOA circle does help you find the chevron. It does help you center right when you're offline. But the thing is that the chevron is only 10 MOA, so the chevron is smaller. What I also find with the circle, the one that has a 32 MOA circle, once you find that big circle, right? If it's in your glass, it's a bigger circle. So I'm finding that if I do see the circle, if my presentation is good, I am able to, you know, get it on target, keep it on target. Whereas with the chevron, sometimes I'm thinking that maybe it's a little because just because it's smaller, it might be a little bit harder to find. Undecided, but that's kind of what I'm starting to feel. The 250 MOA circle is very useful, but the smaller chevron, I think so far, can be a little bit more difficult just because it's smaller. Whereas the 32 MOA circle might be easier if you can find it. My initial thought is, hey, give me a 32 MOA circle with a 250 MOA circle around it. You know, you now combine the two. You know, that's what my initial thought is, because both of these systems have something to offer that I think is useful, and I wish there was a way to combine the two. But as far as between these two, if I had to pick between one or the other, at the moment I'm undecided. One of the things that I'm going to do that's going to help me decide, because I travel around different ranges and I train beginners regularly. I'm going to study beginners, people shooting for the first time, who, you know, especially with the iron sights. When I used to train people on iron sights, you know, it would take a long time for them to like just figure out this whole sight alignment thing. You know, that, you know, granted, a lot of people got it right away. You know, most of the guys usually got it right away, but a lot of times if I was training women, they just had a real hard time understanding that whole sight alignment thing meant to. But I saw that when I started training people with the optics, right, with that 32 MOA circle, the training time increased so much faster. People understood it. They're able to focus on the target. The reticle was on it. So I found that people were able to learn to shoot pistols a lot faster. So that's, I mean, on that part I'm completely decided, right? That people shooting optics on pistols shoot better, shoot faster, learn faster. The thing that I'm undecided about is which of these two will be the better choice, right? The ACSS or just the 32 MOA circle. And I'm going to start training. You know, I'm going to have, you know, beginners start using these two guns. And I'm going to see, I'm going to study them, because studying beginners is a good way to know what's going to be best for experienced people in a stressful situation, right? So that's my plan. If you guys have any of your own opinions, if you guys can think of a different way to test this that might also be effective, please let me know. Yeah, you know, post some comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you're not a member of the channel, please subscribe. Talk to you guys next time.